Alright, so I have a fact that might shock my American audience, and it is that junk food is not good for you.
Oh, this is a huge revelation for me. I never would have thought that.
Yeah, I put on the lab coat, I did the studies, and I came to these conclusions that junk food, it's not good for you. You know, it's a crazy fact. But the thing about junk food is that it used to be sold simply based on the fact that it was good. People were like, well, I know it's not good for me, but it tastes good. It's a little self-indulgent. It's a treat. And that was fine. People were okay with that. But now, apparently on TikTok, there's a phenomenon going on where people are using fat acceptance to sell junk food. The angle here is that the junk food is still junk food, but that's actually beautiful because it's turning you into a fat f***, and that's beautiful. So I don't know. We just got to take a look at this.
These are so unhealthy. I can't believe you're eating them.
No, they aren't.
They're just processed sugar and carbs. You cannot tell me that's healthy.
I love the format where people talk to themselves in the sketch, and one of them is a straw man representing the side they disagree with, and it's a caricature of the arguments made by the other side. And when they're playing that role, they're doing things ridiculously, like eating a big thing of broccoli for the health nuts. Wow, you track your macros, you go on the treadmill, you do a push-pull leg day split. Look at you. This is you. You're this person. You're eating the broccoli. You think eating 10 bundt cakes a day is bad? Starting the day off with a lemon pound cake isn't good? This is you. You're silly.
Yeah, imagine having any sort of discipline whatsoever.
You're a jester. That's what you are.
Yeah, the comically sized broccoli. That's how you know that she can be totally dismissed in all her arguments because she eats large broccoli.
There you go.
You're describing something not being nutrient dense, which true, these aren't, but me eating one right now is health promoting.
Yeah.
Health promoting.
Is that real?
That's an interesting term right there. Let's look it up right now.
Let's look this up. Hold on. Health promoting is the process of helping people in communities improve their health and well-being. Okay, so it's just not true. The idea is
words.
It's just, but it's wrong.
It's not legally binding. That's why she's using it.
Yeah, sure. It's so vague that she has this plausible deniability where if people are like, well, you know, these aren't healthy, she'll be like, well, that's not what I said. I said health promoting, you know?
There are a lot of people that want to eat junk, but they want to not feel bad about it. So if it's just a slightly less bad cookie than say Oreos or something, then it's all good. It's like the Pokimane cookies from like a year ago, right? They had like a bit of zinc in them, so that made them healthy. It's this thing.
Well, it's a thing where they want to eat the crap, but it's like it's the Diet Pepsi thing, you know? Oh, I'm drinking a Diet Pepsi. You're drinking Pepsi. You're drinking Pepsi. The artificial sweetener replaced with real sugar does not make it better. It just makes it different, you know? It's cut from the same cloth. It's got the same high fructose corn syrup. And I'm not gonna sit here and make a TikTok account where I pretend that the Diet Pepsi is gonna add the 50 years that you just lost from drinking that every single day back to your life. And apparently there's a market for pretending that it is the case.
This is why I tell people to not blindly trust dietitians, especially ones who are in the media. A lot of them are trained with ideology that will make you unhealthy, or they're being paid off by big food companies to promote junk food, which, by the way, is something that food companies have always done.
Yeah, this has always been true, and it's not just for influencers and stuff, because influencers haven't always been around and they haven't always had that, well, influence, but it's been for like the FDA and stuff where they'll have these studies done that give them the result that they want in order to have their food not with some inconvenient label, you know, like a GMO sort of label or an ultra processed label. They want to be able to manipulate these sort of things in a way that makes it so that their food product is seen as not disadvantageous to their health.
Yeah, it reminds me of those old tobacco ads where, like, back when they could advertise, where it was just like, oh, it's a-okay, there's no health side effects, that they would later find out there's plenty of health side effects.
I just hope RFK Jr. helps Trump get rid of all this shit. I just hope he, like, I seen something about him banning food dyes in the first week of the presidency because he has a role in the government now, that I hope he does do that. I'm tired of seeing red 40 on the Takis. I'm tired of seeing blue 30 on the Gatorade. You know, we just gotta get rid of all this shit. It's not good. You can drink the same sort of Gatorade product without it looking like a Fortnite potion. It'll have the same benefits without the... Bro, I'm gonna stop because I don't want to go too far into this. We're only 30 seconds into the video, but just, you don't need food dye. It's really that simple.
Yeah, like if you go to any foreign country, basically any foreign country, most of the stuff that we have in our foods are banned.
It's true. And the versions of our food that they have are better.
Yeah, like eat like European mayonnaise or something, right? It's so much better. That's why people like the QP mayonnaise. Because,
yeah,
like,
the Asian
Japanese
stuff. Yeah.
Creating a food pyramid that tells you that Frosted Flakes or other garbage brand name cereals are good for you.
Me eating one right now is health promoting.
How?
I wanted one, so I ate one without guilt or shame present. Well, until someone pulled up a chair.
This is a bigger problem, and it's not just in the food stuff, and it needs to stop right now, pronto, where acting like shame and shaming somebody for doing something that is worthy of shame is a bad thing. I'm not saying to go up to the guy enjoying a crumble cookie and to give him a wedgie, you know, or to egg him or something, you know, or key his car, or even verbally joust with him. We need to make it so that people who are this adverse to shame when they're doing something wrong don't feel comfortable shaming shamers, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's the whole paradox of tolerance thing.
Exactly.
Where they will tolerate anything besides the intolerant.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like you'll tolerate all this objectively things that are objectively you'll tolerate all these things that are objectively bad for you, but the moment someone actually says, hey, these are bad for you, the fact that it raises some sort of like discomfort is seen as a bigger problem than the actual problem.
The only way to get them to stand up for something is for somebody to call them fat instead of a person of size.
Crave these less and can eat them in more moderation. I think that's pretty health promoting.
And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. All right, listen, I'm gonna be 1,000%, because I'm not gonna act like I'm some alien who only eats like tofu and leaves and whatever. Like, I don't have the healthiest diet in the world. I try to watch what I eat to some extent. And I like crumble cookie. I'll have a crumble cookie maybe once every few months. But like, I think there's a certain, and I don't want to use the A word because I don't think it's an addiction, but who enjoys crumble that much that they're running unpaid defense for the brand?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if you eat it so much, right, an attack on the brand or the health of the product itself will seem like a personal attack to these people.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, and people are that way about a lot of things, and for some of it I understand, because like if you're super invested in a show or like music or something and people are like, oh, it sucks, it's like, what? This song, I don't know, got me out of a bad breakup and it made me feel better afterward. It's like, okay, you know, I can understand being upset about that, but it's a cookie. It's a cookie. It's literally a cookie. Like, what do I even say? It's a cookie.
And it's not like they have a mascot or anything, right?
There's no mascot.
They don't have their own grimace.
Telling someone that smoking a cigarette promotes health because it makes you crave them less. Yeah, until you crave another one 10 minutes later. Real quick though, this video is sponsored by Rocket Money. More on
That's so funny, Sean, because this video isn't, so.
that later.
Oh, he said more on that later? Fuck. That guy's good. He knew I was about to skip.
So it's full of excess sugars, oils, salts, and a bunch of mystery ingredients that make it very difficult to stop eating, which is why junk food should be eaten as sparingly as possible, preferably not at all when you're trying to lose weight.
I bet I can find a high protein copycat recipe for those by my girly pop at healthbabe_XOXO. She's got it all.
You do you. I'll see you when you ask me to share some of this one after you've eaten 8 of those trying to hit the spot.
Okay, so full disclosure, I'm going to tattle on myself here just to not give the impression that I never eat junk food. I do eat junk food, but I do so on occasion, not daily like the average American, and it's almost always the healthiest available version that the store sells, or I make it myself.
It's so funny because I was with Sean at VidCon, and I'm gonna tell on him too. We were, and to be fair, he's very consistent. So we got Jack in the Box, and he was like repulsed by how slop it was. And I think he ate some, but it was like it was definitely disturbing.
It's so greasy. It's so greasy.
No, Jack in the Box is filth, bro. And I like it in terms of fast food. Like if I ever have fast food and it's late, like I'll get some Jack in the Box. But bro, it is sludge.
I mean, isn't Jack in the Box like the only one that is open past midnight nowadays?
It depends where you are, but for a lot of people that are, you know, drunk as fuck and there's nothing open, yeah. It's just like at that point you're ordering Jack in the Box, you're gonna eat half of it, you're gonna wake up with wrappers beside your bed. It's gonna be one of those nights, my friend. It's gonna be a night where you wake up, you look around, you stand up, you realize you're too hungover to even stand up, and you look around, there's wrappers by your bed, there's stains on your sheets with fluids you don't even know you can name. It's just one of those nights that you're like, I'm like a mud creature. Like I'm filthy.
You've made some decisions to end up in that predicament. End up going to a Jack in the Box at midnight.
Yeah, no cap.
Anyway, I actually tried crumble cookie for the first time a couple weeks ago because it's come up in my content several times recently.
They know what they're doing, man. That shit looks so good.
I have to say that this was the biggest waste of money ever. The cookies were extremely dry and the frosting tasted like that chemical stuff that they put on store-bought cupcakes. I ended up throwing them out after only taking a bite of each cookie, and it definitely did not hit the spot. Honestly, if some of these...
I like how he snuck in a food review in here. Just of the crumble. He just had to diss crumble cookies personally.
Yeah, didn't fuck with it.
They stopped learning how to cook, then they would be so disgusted by low-quality junk food that they would stop craving it. Nobody eats McDonald's because they sell high-quality hamburgers. They eat it because it's like a cigarette, or because they don't know how to meal prep and it's convenient. That being said, this is 32-year-old dietitian Colleen Christensen. A person who has so many ridiculous takes that she has a whole Reddit page dedicated to them. But Colleen is known for her Instagram page, TikTok, YouTube channel, and blog that probably no one reads.
Teaching you how to stop dieting. Okay. Find a feel-good, healthy balance. Creator of the Society. Oh, you're good.
Get it. I get it.
Okay. Get the app. No food rules. All right. So let's keep
Eat
it
the slop.
Let's keep it a thou. That's what she's doing. It's so funny because like I would be shocked if the owners of these apps weren't 99% obese. Yeah, no one who has this app isn't obese. If you're so committed to not being shamed for what you eat that you get an app that you're part of like a club. Bro, you like just get help.
Yeah.
What is
also, I tried typing in the link. It doesn't work. I guess the app died.
Privilege and why you need to know. As a society, we're becoming more aware of our own privileges, including white privilege and male privilege. Great, so she's a racist and a sexist. Robbing people of their hard work and saying that they must have had it easy because they're white is not only racist ideology, but it effectively demoralizes the people that it's supposed to help. The article then goes on to talk about thin privilege as
I feel like I've definitely heard somewhere that like being skinny is white privilege.
Yeah, what they use for that argument is they say that like it's European beauty standards or something like that, and it has to do with like racism. And
this record is in honor of George Floyd.
like a history of
the food desert argument.
Shit like that, yeah.
Well, let's ask the greatest AI ever, Grok, to determine whether or not being thin is white privilege. The concept of thin privilege intersects with discussions about race, body size, and societal norms, particularly within Western culture. Yeah, because fat people only exist in Western culture. I haven't seen, or okay, I mean, if you're fat in Japan, you're a sumo wrestler. That's why.
Yeah, they got their people in order at least.
Yeah, they don't have, you have to go out of your way to be fat, right? You don't really have your own car in Japan. You know, you walk places. The food is not literally killing you.
It's true.
If you can't just change your weight. But let's look at one of the advantages that thin people have. Number 3, are you able to go out to eat without worrying about if the seating will accommodate your body size? Bro, how big are you if you have to worry about chairs breaking when you—
Yeah, that's fucking insane. And also, like, don't most restaurants have booths that you can just sit at? Like, this is such a crazy argument because you have to worry about the seating will accommodate your like, you just sit. Like, I don't, what even is this? What does this even mean? Like, you're worried about when you sit down in a chair, it either breaks or like you're like leaking out of the chair to such a major extent that it's like intruding somebody else's table. What's even the argument here?
Yeah, like, no, like genuinely, if a chair collapses under your weight.
Hold on a second. Wait. Look at number 4. Do people tend to assume that you're a hard worker? What? Wait, what? If you're thin, people assume you're a hard worker? I'm sorry. Please ask that question. Oh, hey, are you a hard worker? To the guy begging for tokens outside of CVS. Like, what are you saying? When you shop for clothes, are you usually able to find a range of options in your size? You know, this one they always say, and it's like, the answer is yes. I've been to enough stores to know what's good. They've got the double X, the triple X, and if they don't, you go to Ross, you go to Marshall's, you go to Goodwill. You'll be fine, okay? And guess what? You know what's even crazy? The most available and most accessible thing that has a lot of clothes that you can buy from, it's called the internet. And I know you have one because you're reading this fucking thinprivilege.pdf, okay? It's really that simple.
It is genuinely like these arguments have not been updated since 2016.
It's true.
Because these brands have legitimately had these campaigns that are like, you know, at every side, we have something for everybody, every size, you know? And like they made all the models, you know, fatter.
Yeah, go to Target right now. Brother, you walk into a Target and they sell clothes. Target's got some decent clothes, but you look up and then you're seeing all these tiny people who you literally have to like I hate this word because I feel like it's overused, but it's the most DEI shit I've ever seen. Like I look up and it's like a person with some rare skin disease in a wheelchair being pushed by a fat black chick missing a leg. Like, What? And they're wearing
They're the
like
most-
they're wearing this new collection.
No, like that skin condition, it's like in every video game, right?
Yeah.
If for some reason, like I've never, I don't know, I've probably seen somebody in real life, but it's like not prominent enough for me to remember the name of the skin condition, and it's everywhere.
But they go out of their way to get the most like rare conditions and people and combos and combo those with rare combos to sell clothes.
Okay, so I think it's called vitiligo.
Yeah, who fucking knows, bro?
the
It's called
skin- yeah.
It's called You're Hired at Target. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
It's called Can You Start Tomorrow?
You go to a restaurant, get some help. Though thanks to people like Colleen, there is so much cope to hide how unhealthy these people eat or what they feed their children. Like this video here that is literally child abuse.
Play my 1-year-old's breakfast with me. So not only are you spawn camping, but it's the fact that you want your kid to be equally as deteriorated as you know? The equivalent of this, just to picture how ridiculous this really is to people listening. Let me explain this to you. Let's say, because this is the same, because eating is an addiction. Imagine you gave your kid a Jack Daniels at age 5 and you're like, yo, bottoms up, buddy. We're doing rounds. You want a vodka Red Bull to go with your Cocoa Melon video? Like you're telling your kids that, and by age 10, they're full-blown alcoholics with like their gums are deteriorating. Their gums are deteriorating. They're dying, and it's like father, like son. Hey, at least I'm not the biggest alcoholic in the house right now. You're gonna make your kids so fat that you can't even compete. Like it's the cheerleader effect. You look skinny compared to whatever mutant you're gonna raise.
Dude, like I'm good. Like if you think Gen Alpha is bad, like whoever's born between like 2017 and 2023, it's gonna be bad.
It's over
when they grow up. Yeah,
She's
it was over for them before it even started.
Yeah.
Her kid fried cake for breakfast, but if you call it a donut, it's socially acceptable. So no, I'm not shopping at an inclusive store to mitigate my thin privilege, and I hope clothing stores charge double for the bigger sizes or refuse to sell anything over a large. I don't want to be a fat ally. I want people to get healthy. Clearly, Colleen doesn't want anyone to get healthy because she'll give obese people nonsense copes like the set point theory.
Our bodies actually have kind of an internal thermostat, and this is called the set point weight theory. Essentially, this is our bodies have a weight, rather a weight range. It's typically about 10 to 20 pounds, most scientists say, that our body wants to be at, right? When our weight dips too low, our bodies are going to want to adjust increased hunger, packing on some extra weight to increase back to that range. Same thing happens when our bodies go too high. Maybe our hunger level changes, our bodies want to feel more active. Bottom line, your set point weight is the weight that you feel best at.
I don't know how to explain this, but I get very similar vibes. It's sort of the adjacent tonality and pseudoscience nonsense that I get from the astrology crowd.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's very similar with sort of like even the mannerisms, like this set. It's like a very minimalistic, like vibes sort of thing. Like I don't know what this is. It's like a slab of wheat in the background or something. There's no substance to what's even being said. She's referencing vague scientists talking about there's a built-in weight range that we like and we don't like. That's just not true. Like what does this even mean? Like you're saying when I lose weight, I'm gonna be hungrier. Like that, like says who?
Dude, imagine like taking her out to a date and like having to like hear all of this.
I know.
And you have to just like nod along. She is physically in front of you and you have to just like, yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I feel like that, like there's a thing where the reason people are like larger now has to do with like snacks and stuff like that. Like people get a little hungry, they don't have distinct meal times set, so it's like when you're hungry you're gonna have a little snack, but the little snack is like something that's terrible for you, and you repeat that 3 times a day, 7 days a week, you're gonna get some bad outcomes. And I think it's mostly like that sort of stuff. So if you cut that out and you're losing weight, you will not be hungrier. This is the sort of thing you can adapt to that. There's adaptation. Like if you eat a lot, you're gonna get used to eating a lot, so you're gonna eat a lot. If you eat a little, you'll get used to eating a little, so you'll eat a little. I mean, am I crazy? Like, does that not make perfect sense?
Yeah. Just like the snacks will add up.
If you go on a calorie deficit, if it's cutting season, it will be hard at first and then you will get used to it. It's like the ice bath. You hop in, it's cold, and then you get used to it. Like, this is just I don't know, man.
That mentally and physically, where you're not obsessed with food, where you can eat cookies and carrots and cupcakes in ways that feel good to you, not having any of those biological or psychological.
Do people just like eat cupcakes? Like just for no occasion, they just have a cupcake?
I guess so.
When's the last time I've had a cupcake for like no reason? I can't even remember. Because it's not like a cookie where you're at a restaurant and they have that. It's like, okay, whatever, I'll have a cookie. Like a cupcake, you kind of like gotta like acquire that.
Yeah, you have to like go out of your way.
Not even like not like a cake pop or like whatever, but if it's not an occasion, like it's not even your brother's birthday, there's some leftover cupcakes, like that's fine. Like you go out of your way to get a cupcake during the day.
And is it even like that? Like I highly doubt there's like, oh, you can buy this one cupcake, right? It's either like a dozen or 6.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you gotta get like a whole thing.
Needs to eat all of the things, right? Eating becomes easy.
Yeah, that's not how that works. Like, it's very obviously not how that works. Again, Oreo cookies and cupcakes are like cigarettes. I mean, half the foods that you see in the store are just drugs. And if you have the addiction, then the likelihood that you're going to be satisfied by going from eating an entire container of Oreos every day to eating 2 Oreos every day is very low. There's no set point weight for someone who's on My 600-Pound Life. They never find calorie restriction easy, and they just keep eating because the reason they are overeating has little to do with biology.
And this is a sort of thing where it's like, if you don't see this as a complete sickness, you by yourself you don't have anything good ahead of you in life. This, by the way, I can tell what this is right off the bat. This is Waffle House. I love Waffle House. And when I go to Waffle House, it's like, once a week. It's not good food, right? But it's a bit of a treat. I go to Waffle House, I get like one of these. This is an egg with some toast. Okay, you get a little sausage on there. It's good. But you go there, you enjoy the atmosphere, and then you get a little something to eat. This guy ordered 2 sides, 3 mains, 2 drinks, and I see no one else present in the room.
Yeah, I would be vomiting after 2 plates.
Yeah.
It's a psychological issue. This is why it's much better to just get rid of those foods, replace them with something that's less addictive, and organize your life so that you either don't eat junk food at all or eat it on rare occasions. At the very least, don't eat it daily. But if you thought that last take from Colleen was bad, then wait till you hear the next one.
You gotta stop dieting. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you guys. Dieting is...
That's funny, because she would actually. She would, and she'd be like, it's fine, eat it.
Dude, like, okay, she's literally very skinny, telling people, oh, don't worry. You're fine at 300 pounds.
Yeah, it's so not true that you have to wonder, like, is she doing this to reduce competition in like the dating world or something? Is she trying to turn skinny chicks fat so she is reverse cheerleader affected? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's if I'm coming out here and I'm doing the opposite of giving looks maxing advice to my audience, I'm like, yo, just become fat as shit. The only reason I would do that is so that I have less competition when going up to girls at bars.
Yeah, it's like literally, and not, I'm gonna be real. All right, if we're rating girls here, she doesn't really have all that much going for her other than not being horribly overweight.
Yeah, I mean, she's not ugly. I mean, she's kind of cute. But the thing is, like, yeah, she would.
I mean, this pause screen.
It's not helping.
Not doing her any favors.
It's not helping. It's not helping. But I will say, you have to imagine that, of course, she would benefit from, like the natural or like the base level of what people look like going down.
Yeah, like I genuinely think like there's just like all these like bloggers and like journalists that write about fat acceptance and all that. I want to see what their BMI is. So I was like, oh, do you actually believe this, or are you trying to lock someone down?
That's what I'm saying. It's either you're skinny and you're trying to reduce competition, or you're fat and you're coping. It's one of the two.
Like I said, a predictor of weight gain. Our bodies are much more concerned with that thermostat dipping too low than they necessarily are with it dipping too high, which is why dieting typically causes weight gain, because our bodies kind of go into like, it starts like it starts to send off signals when that thermostat dips too low, and it's going to, like I said, it's going to be very, very concerned about that and want to pack on that extra weight. We always hear about yo-yo dieting and weight cycling, where yes, we might lose weight initially, but it typically comes back and then has extra, right?
Yeah, that's just an addict relapsing and going further into the addiction. That happens with every addiction, whether it's alcohol, smoking, food, or any other addictive substance. I mean, this is such cancer. Not only is she not addressing the actual issue, but she's helping develop excuses that prevent people from getting better. Where's the actual evidence that set points are a real biological mechanism anyway? All these people are just saying, yeah, this set points thing totally exists.
This is sort of what I'm getting at. Like, it's just misinformation, but it's in this sort of calm, feminine, positive way. Whereas, like, you got people on the right. Maybe this isn't a left-right thing, but for the sake of argument, let's just say it is. Like, let's say this person's like a libtard. I mean, she's kind of doing like progressive talking points about like privilege and stuff. And it's basically on the other side. It's like your kids will be autistic if you vaccinate them. It's the same sort of misinformation. Like, it's not to be like this both sides enlightened centrist type person, but it is the exact same sort of of thing where it's just not based in science, you know?
Yeah, the tone is different, therefore it gets to pass for TikTok community standards.
Literally. Like, if you're like a health schizo and you're like wrong, not if you're like a correct health schizo, which trust me, I know a lot of you guys are out there, like the RFKs, like, you know, there is some truth to a lot of like health stuff that isn't mainstream for sure. Avoid those seed oils if you get what I'm saying. But if you're just wrong and then you say it in like a nice way and you have this sort of progressive messaging, you're on TikTok, you're getting followers, you can sell these courses or whatever she's doing.
Yeah, would you describe this as toxic positivity?
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah. Would you?
Yeah, I mean, I would, because it's literally just like, you're fine to indulge in your vices, even if it gives, and like the natural conclusion to those vices will be horrible for you.
Yeah.
But you cannot be mean and say that it is bad for you.
I mean, you replace this with any other vice, and it's so clear how bad it actually is. I mean, I was saying this earlier, but like, you know, you imagine this person's like have a positive relationship with alcohol. You know, you just drink a little bit, and then you have the person who's, instead of holding a big thing of broccoli, holding water, saying, no, that's bad for you, and then she throws the bottle back, and she's like, what did you say? No, I love it. It's health promoting. You know, it's like, it's very apparent how dumb this shit is.
But they never provide any evidence of it, and all I've been able to find are articles like this one that say, yeah, it's real, followed by maybe some evidence, sort of, but not really. When they talk about the body increasing hunger during weight loss, I'm not seeing stuff like factoring in hunger management techniques. For example, you can eat a little bit of food, wait 10 to 20 minutes, and your body will shut off the hunger cues that make you want to overeat. A big problem with obese people is that when they're hungry, they will stuff themselves with huge portion sizes super quickly, like they're a competitive eater, before their stomach has time to realize that it's had enough food. Try eating more slowly. So from what I've seen, set point theory is really just a guess, and my problem with weak science like this is that experts will claim that it's biological fact without showing any proof, and that distracts people from things that actually help them solve their weight problem, like learning how to effectively manage hunger cues, or learning how to effectively manage stress so that they don't stress eat. But speaking of discipline and behavior, people to eat junk food, because in her own diet, she doesn't even eat this stuff. She'll eat some of the most hippie vegan health food like cauliflower rice.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just add some riced cauliflower in there.
I didn't even know that cauliflower rice was a thing until this video. So Colleen will eat some of the most hippie shit like ninja creamy vegetable smoothies.
Oh my
But then in
god.
her Instagram content, she'll give the biggest justifications for people to eat horrendous junk food. In this next video, she's comparing an almond mom, which is like a TikTok term for a woman with OCD about how healthy food is, to a no food rules mom, which is a good mom who follows a Colleen Christensen branding. Now, I will suggest that you pay close attention.
She literally has her own characters in her TikTok videos. Dude, this is like the female equivalent of the Sigma male archetype stuff.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, like Jonkler and Patrick Bateman. Yeah, it's like the same dog shit.
Yeah, I had, you know, it's like literally slamming two action figures together. I have the Tesla, and I have the almond mom.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the dudes will be like,
Shit.
and now the Sigma male goes into battle against the Gamma male.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy because like I also, you know, sometimes I get insecure about like the value I'm providing to the world by making YouTube commentary videos, and then like I realize I'm actually fucking fine. Like there are people who do this shit. Like this isn't real. Like you're not real. This is fake science. You have a fake horse. You're a poser. You're a fraud. I don't care. It's fine. I'll sit in Discord and I'll react to content and I'll say something, and I don't care. I'm not selling nonsense, and I pride myself in the fact that I'm not selling nonsense. I could do 10 dedicated gambling ads in my videos, and I would have more integrity than this person, and it's not even close. Like this person wakes up and spreads misinformation that hurts people's health. It's killing people. It's not like, oh, you got this fact wrong about this story or whatever. It's not like, oh, damn, like I used allegedly instead of apparently or something like that. You're telling people to die. That's what you're doing. You're feeding slop to people. You're feeding them mind slop that translates to real slop.
Dude, TikTok is quite the den of just social contagions that have completely ruined our society. It's almost like, dude, when Tumblr banned porn, we'll say, it literally, like, the worst people ever just spread throughout Twitter, spread to TikTok, spread to Instagram. It's horrible.
The thing is, right, people like this have always been around, but there was never a market for this sort of thinking from these people. Normally, they grow gardens and they're able to be hippie, dumbasses who can keep their nonsense to themselves, right? Now it's like algorithmically favored to say the nonsense, but in a way that makes people feel okay. I'm sick of it.
Just quickly flips between the good mom and the bad mom with no warning.
Those are not muffins, those are cakes. Way too many carbs for the morning. Ooh, I love these. They may not give as long-lasting energy as, say, a bowl of oatmeal, but we can still enjoy them.
The first one was correct. It's a cake, not a muffin. You're eating a cupcake for breakfast without the frosting, but now it's socially acceptable because you called it a muffin. Try the chocolate chip one and tell me that you're not eating a brownie for breakfast.
And if she's actually a Costco mom, which she doesn't seem like she's even a mother, to be honest. It's very, very larpy. But Costco has so much healthy stuff you can get. So this whole thing where we were talking about earlier, like food deserts and stuff, where like your only option is a McDonald's or whatever, and like a affordability argument. If you can afford a Costco membership, then just get the healthy shit there. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. You have no arguments if you're in Costco.
Dude, I will say, just looking at those muffins, like those muffins are so good. They're my weakness.
It's true. No, they look gas. they look absolutely gas,
Yeah, especially the blueberry ones.
Yeah, I can't eat blueberries, but these chocolate things, man, like they'll do something to you. I mean, my guilty pleasure in terms of like slop, as far as slop goes, like I used to. Well, I don't really eat them anymore. I love little bites. Mm-hmm. You ever had a little bite?
I think yeah. Now that you mentioned
little muffins, little brownies.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No, they were good.
Yeah, don't you worry. RFK will make it so you'll no longer be allergic to blueberries.
Let's go. All right, thank you.
Donuts. You have to understand that if the product contains added sugar, they're typically trying to put the maximum amount of sugar they can get away with.
This is like a joke, right?
The amount of suger they put in this girl's coffee is just ridiculous. And
wait, is this real?
It's pretty much standard for the
That's
American diet.
That's not even coffee at that point.
Yeah, wait, that can't. I don't think that. I think that's bait. I think that has to be bait. There's no way that was served to someone.
Selling this junk that's filled with toxic artificial coloring. These were my fave as a kid. The amounts of additives in our food are regulated to safe amounts. I can serve and eat these guilt-free.
You can't be serious.
Consume product. Consume.
The government really cares about our health.
I like how the first thing she said, oh, I really liked these as a kid.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's what you go for. You liked it before.
Appeal to emotion, logical fallacy. Yeah. She literally ignored. Like she says, this is her argument. The government cares about us.
It regulates a safe amount.
You can walk into a liquor store and get a 32 pack, and there is nothing stopping you from getting all 32 of those beers in your stomach, throwing up, getting into your car, killing 4 people, and an innocent bystander in the same night. If you ever want to come to me, look me in the eyes and say the government cares and is regulating things to a safe amount, I will clock you in the fucking face with a left hook faster than you can say additive. It is not even funny how wrong you are and how wrong you've been historically, okay? The only time you could ever make this argument is if you're saying something along the lines of like, well, meth is illegal. Wow, dude. Wow. Congratulations. What a great argument. Let's get you just a normal gold medal. Let's not do a chocolate medal because we know those are not good for you. But listen, use your brain. Actually use your brain. You can walk into a store and you can get a thing that you could eat and it will have a health effect on you with chemicals and shit you can't even name. And if you could look it up, you'd see that it's being used in batteries and shit like that, okay? Listen, this person does not care about you. They would not care if you died. If you died, that would be good because you couldn't cancel your subscription to a fucking health service, okay?
Dude, it's so funny because in every other aspect of society, everything has so much red tape. It's regulated to hell and back besides food, besides what you literally ingest, right?
Yeah.
And the water. Like they're stopping everything. They're stopping small businesses from getting properly started. But the water that literally has like birth control, estrogen, lowering the testosterone of men that you drink, right? Nah, that's fine. Not to mention the water in Flint, Michigan.
Okay, she's definitely being paid, right? How exactly did they determine that all these mystery chemicals like trisodium phosphate or tartrazine are not toxic? Sure, they can say, hey guys, this random factory chemical won't kill you unless you have this much of it. And certainly that might be true. But are they studying the long-term health effects of these chemicals? Do we know if they're retained anywhere in the body that might have an additive effect that gets worse over time as you consume more of it? Do we know if there's a combined negative effect in the body when you mix coal byproduct A with stain remover B? No, because that would be horrendously expensive to study considering that there are like 300 of these different chemicals in every mainstream food. So because we don't entirely know if these factory chemicals are safe to consume long term, it's best to limit the number of mystery ingredients that are in your food. Keep in mind that these chemicals aren't for you, they're for the company. The preservatives are there so that the products have an endless shelf life, and things like dyes and sugar
They're
are
cheap.
there to help pass off low-quality food as palatable. This is why they add a mountain of sugar to your Starbucks coffee. It's so you don't realize that they are using low-quality burnt coffee beans. And that's not the only product they do that to, by the way. Sugar is a very easy way to mask a low-quality ingredient. Also, cereal is junk food.
Peanut butter with added oil and sugar? Never would I ever. That is so bad for you. The added oil keeps it from separating, and the sugar adds a touch of sweetness. If I prefer this kind or it better fits my budget, that's okay.
Are we still confused about why people are fat? You're taking foods that are specifically designed to be as addictive as possible, and you're saying, bro, just control yourself. Tell that to an alcoholic. Just have one beer, man, it's easy. No, they can't. That's why they have to stop drinking entirely. Peanut butter does not need sugar to taste good. Neither does stuff like marinara sauce. Those things are already good on their own. Sugar is added to name brand products like Jif, among other reasons, to make it more addictive so that you buy more of it. If you want to actually get control of your weight, then the first step is to remove these super addictive foods from your daily routine.
It's so crazy
awesome.
because I'm seeing the TikToks, and the person that's supposed to be the good guy is not the good guy.
Yeah, it's literally no, it's literally like this warped morality where in like modern TV shows, right? The bad guy is the guy who has moral standards, and the good guy, the protagonist, is the one who doesn't live up to the bad guy's moral standards. And it's like, actually, you're wrong. You're a chud. This is ridiculous. Do you think he's gonna expose like later in the video she's getting like Soros money?
Who knows? I wouldn't even be fucking surprised, man. I mean, that's what Biden did with those, like that Harry Sisson guy. Like he's just paying him.
Yeah.
It's got to be something similar.
Yeah. Do you remember? I remember like 2021, they were like paying off TikTokers to
promoting the vaccine, promoting their political candidates. So it's like this stuff's completely unregulated, and with TikTok, I'm sure it's even easier to pass off content that has a non-disclosed sponsorship because it's hidden in the description, and because no one reads the description in short form content, right? It's got to be even easier. And they'll take pennies on the dollar because they're TikTokers.
Yeah, they're literal TikTokers. They will take anything, right? Just give them free products and they'll like eat it all up.
It's true.
Dude, I didn't even realize that literal marinara sauce had sugar in it.
It does. And here's the thing, like, don't get it twisted, okay? If I got a sponsorship from Red Bull, I will chill for Red Bull. I love Red Bull. It's a good energy drink. I drink that stuff. It's not good for you.
You know what you're getting into.
The difference, exactly. It literally, that makes all the difference. If you understand what you're doing, if you're informed, and if you're not being lied to or being propagandized or being, misled, then okay. That's the same thing with like alcohol. If I promoted like a hard seltzer or something, you understand it's not good. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, yes, this is gonna be great for your health. You'll go on a nice jog the next morning. The next morning, you're gonna want to die. Okay, you're gonna be throwing up. You're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna call your friends and be like, "Hey, sorry, I can't come over. Missing the game." They're gonna be like, "What? How much did you drink?" "A lot. Sorry, it was good." That's how it works. Okay. However, the people who are telling you that it's healthy, that's their problem. They're lying. It's not that they're selling crap. It's that they're lying. I've sold crap before. I did a raid sponsorship. I'll do 10 raid sponsorships. I don't care. I'll sell garbage, but it's the fact that I know it's garbage and then you know it's garbage. And I'm not trying to tell you that it's anything besides that.
Yeah, it's like the food you have to eat in everyday life. I would like to eat those and have not literal poison in them.
Thank you. That's all I want.
Much hippie whole food stuff in her videos that she literally is the almond mom that she's making fun of in her Costco video. It's kind of disgusting to watch her promote cancer like Fruit Loops when she obviously knows how unhealthy they are, and she clearly doesn't eat chemical stuff like that herself on any sort of regular basis. Last, there's a reason why she looks like she's aged 10 years in a period of 2 years. Anorexia will age you, and if I didn't know that she was 32, I would have said she's in her mid-40s. It's really kind of sad to see someone do this to themselves.
Okay, Sean.
People might say, hey, you're cutting things out of context. Look at how much food she eats in this video here.
I have my oats. The bowl's really hot. So lunch is made, and I'm gonna show you what we got. So we made the easy avocado egg salad, air fried carrots, and I made this red honey buckwheat bread. I'm going to grab a yogurt. These are bourbon cream cheese brownies. So good.
And look at this ice cream. That's a ton of food volume. Except most of this ice cream is made with stuff like spinach, so it has a lot of volume without very many calories. Sure, it looks like she eats a lot, but I did an estimate based on everything I saw her eat in this video, and it came around to 1,550 calories, which is below...
Dude, she seems like she definitely does not believe any of the shit she's saying, bro. She definitely finishes the recording where she's telling everyone to eat their faces off and is like, ugh, like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way she's not repulsed by the shit she's putting out there.
By the way, she has like over 600K subscribers on YouTube.
That's fire.
That's insane.
Maintenance for a woman. Not to mention that this is assuming that she actually ate everything in the video. I've noticed that Colleen likes to cut away a lot before she actually finishes the food. So we really don't have evidence that she eats all the food or doesn't just spit it out when the camera cuts away. And that's important because anorexics lie a lot. And it's not just me who noticed the low calorie counts. There was a person on Reddit who also tracked the calories of what she ate in a video of hers. Spoilers, it was barely anything because it was all super low calorie foods like freeze-dried apples. The Reddit post finished off with, "Lady, I've been anorexic, you cannot fool me." Not to mention stuff like her incredibly small portion size in a video where she gets Costco pizza.
So I ended up having like 1 1/3 slices of the pizza. I like pizza, but it's just not like a delicious food for me. So
Who the hell only eats 1 1/3 slices of pizza? Now, I don't think she has kids because, you know, she doesn't weigh enough. Here's a Reddit post being snarky about that.
All right, Sean. This guy's coming for the title, bro. I don't even know. It's ruthless.
Yeah, dude, it's the tone. The tone is everything. He just like casually slipped that in there.
He does that, bro. Think Before You Sleep does that. He'll be like, oof, or like you won't even tell. Like he'll say some shit. He's like, lady, listen, let's be honest. You're a 5, but 5 is average. It's just like some shit like that. Like I don't know. It's funny. All right, guys. Well, that's all we're gonna watch of this right now. If you guys want to see a part 2, we'll be doing that over on Manic's channel. So get ready for that. It'll be awesome. And if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. I'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.